Hey, what's up? I'm not a healthcare professional. Always check with healthcare professionals. DJ Tony, how you doing? Today's show, scoliosis. You know what the hell that is? That's an unnatural bending in your spine that puts your spine into a C or an S kind of sideways formation of some sort. I was talking to a friend of mine named Susan. Don't worry, Susan. No one knows who the hell you are. Everyone's how many Susans are out there? Millions. Um, Take it easy. Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine. She discovered that she had scoliosis, and uh, so she's like, "Yeah, you should do a show on scoliosis." So I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. Do a show on scoliosis." Scoliosis. Spell that. Go ahead, spell that. So, anyways, if you go and look up for yourself what the heck scoliosis is, listen, spelling it's harder than actually having it, I think. But scoliosis is a sideways curvature of the spine. Scoliosis is a sideways curvature of the spine that occurs most often during the growth spurts, just before, I guess, puberty or, yeah, puberty. Most cases are mild. Now, some develop spine deformations that get more severe as they grow. Severe scoliosis can be disabling. Okay, so um, scoliosis is a spectrum. You could have a little or a lot. You just heard me read it. I don't know. I mean, if you have 1% scoliosis or less than 1%, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, whoop de doo, like suck it up, you know what I mean? But if it's like level 10 and you can't walk and you're the hunchback of Notre Dame, yeah, you're going to have to see a spine surgeon, you know what I mean? And then there's in the middle. I mean, so how does it happen? Well, no one really knows. There's no factual way you get this. It just happens. There's no genetic markers or anything like that that they can predict. Um, could be anything that causes it. I don't know. It could be mother nature, could be nurture, could be nature, could be genetics, could be not. But there's no test that you can do for an embryo or a baby right out of the womb to know if they're going to have scoliosis. And as you just heard, kind of happens around the puberty time. And you might have it and not even know it. Or again, you might be the hunchback of Notre Dame and be like, oh, okay, So we don't know what really causes it. Now, what happens if you have it? Well, again, if it's something that's minute, you just live your life. You know what I mean? Like whatever. I mean, but if it's somewhere in the middle and it's a problem, I would say parents, when we were children, right, we used to get checked for scoliosis in school. That and head lice. I always wanted head lice, by the way, because I'm like, oh, dude, if I get head lice, I get to go home. Never had head lice. Always wanted it though. But scoliosis too, right? They check for scoliosis, at least when I was a kid. Stand up, look at your back. And the thing is, if they find it early when you're a young child, they can put you in a brace if need be, so kind of making the spine, helping it go the correct way. Again, if it's really extreme, you have an operation, God forbid. But the other thing to do is, and this is what helps almost everything in life, and that is exercise. So keeping the muscles strong helps provide a strong scaffolding for our bones, skeletal system, and the spine is part of the skeletal system. So exercise is really important, and again, you don't have to join a gym, stop what you don't have money. You got money for vaping, you got money for alcohol, you got money for shoes, you got money for going on vacation, you got money for Netflix and chills, you got money for junk food, you got money for juicy drinks. You got money to do some exercise. Stop it. Again, simple walking, simple stretching, calisthenics, join a gym, $15 a month, cut the shit. So, I mean, but yeah. And I would also say probably anti-inflammatory diet, believe it or not, because, if you have some little pains with a scoliosis problem and it's not so bad where you're going to go to get an operation, I would say, watching and cutting out crap food, the sodas and the juicy drinks and the junk food and the alcohol. That's all going to inflame your muscle and inflame nerves and stuff like that. And guess what? That's what causes your scoliosis to kind of hurt a little bit, is inflammation. So an anti-inflammatory diet, a lot of omega-3s and vegetables and water and, proper sleep, good bed, sitting up straight, being cognizant of how you stand and how you walk, those things are going to help greatly. I'm not saying they're going to cure, but they're going to help greatly. That's what you can do. And it's nothing sexy. It's kind of common sense, But, and then I think my opinion is this, I would not go to a person or a place that claims they're going to put things back. Let's just say that, okay? Or to reorganize things. I think that's bullshit. Well, we kind of know it is, but because, when you hear popping, that is air bubbles inside the cushioning in between vertebrae. That cushioning, that what do you call it? The slips my mind what the heck that's called, but you know what I'm talking about. There's air pockets there in between our vertebrae, okay, in our cartilage and in our fluid sacs in between the spine, bones. That when you go a certain way, it makes crack like cracking knuckles. You're just popping bubbles. It's not actually realigning anything. So the only way to really physically realign would be to be in a brace as a child, and that can help. Or you go to a spine surgeon and they open up your back. But and I would also be careful with um, cracking your neck or anything like that. There are cases been documented of people dying because you have thousands of veins and arteries and blood capillary, everything. It's such very, very fragile and tender in the neck area. And, one wrong move can sever veins and arteries, and you could die. That's not a hypothesis. There's plenty of documented cases like that. So I'd be very careful about that with especially as it pertains to scoliosis. Um, I would, yeah, be very, very careful about cracking and snapping and all that stuff. You know, Massage, yeah, sure. You know, proper, nice, slow stretching under a healthcare professional, sure. Physical therapist, sure. But again, I wouldn't do anything that's quick and abrupt or anything like that. Even if you don't have scoliosis, I don't think I know that's dangerous. Don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself. For yourself. Don't ask anybody. Look it up for yourself. Uh, so, but yeah, those are the things that we can do for scoliosis. Is and it's how scoliosis happens. That's what it is. The good news is most of the time it's not life threatening. You'll have a decent life. You have a great life. And I would also probably watch out with certain exercises too. I don't know, like if you have a slight case of scoliosis or medium case of scoliosis, I don't know. I don't know that I'd be doing like weightlifting squats because you're adding weight to the spine, and I probably would stay away from that. I might do more, again, like calisthenics, swimming, low impact type of exercise, working with rubber bands to exercise the latissimus dorsis and the abdomen and all the muscles surrounding the spine. But yeah, I would just be careful with any kind of extremes, or any kind of weight or sharp movements. Again, a lot of veins and capillaries and arteries and nerves surrounding the spine. We don't want to, God forbid, cause any injury. So anything that you're going to do, I would say, in my opinion, has to be slow, gentle, not extreme, not any kind of harsh pulling or pushing, and just anti-inflammatory diet. Exercise is absolutely key. And that is it. So I hope hope your scoliosis improves, and I know it can with the proper nutrition and exercise and sleep, proper bedding, proper sitting, all that stuff. So you can do it. I have faith in you. Okay, everybody, I'm signing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.